So I'm now a Spurs fan, Adrian. Tottenham have just beaten Southampton 3-2 in the FA Cup fourth round replay. We will now face Norwich in the fifth round. Adrian, how are you feeling after that game?
Well, I'm confident we'll beat Norwich, but I mean, to be honest, Southampton were the better team today. They started brighter than us, and we struggled in midfield again. I mean, like, Winks played well. Guy didn't do much wrong, did he? I mean, like, he hit a couple of long balls out to touch and all that, like. But Tangan and Dembele, as Mourinho said, he's got to step up to the plate. He said, and he was right when he said that he might give us an hour because he still doesn't think he's match fit. They've got him on this global sort of science thing that players go through, which is to do with diet, nutrition, special exercises, apart from what they do with the squad. But he says he's not 90-minute match ready, you know, at the moment. So we see how he goes. Impressed with Winks again. Thought he was our best player. Tanganga again, I was very impressed with him again. Toby did okay. Aurea and all that was okay. In midfield though, we couldn't get no link, no forward play going. Every time he hit the ball long, the second ball down, we couldn't win a lot of the second balls. They were winning them. And the difference was actually that got us, as quality's got us out of a lot of trouble in a lot of games this year, was when Dele Alli came on. Suddenly the link play got a lot better. Little flicks, it didn't work all the time, but he had an assist, I think, with Lucas's goal.
But Dele has received so much criticism this season, particularly under Jose Mourinho. And if you look at the stats, Dele Alli has been absolutely brilliant under Mourinho.
Yeah, well, it's consistency, and it's down to an individual fan's perspective, isn't it? I mean, like, if a player's not scoring a goal or doing something brilliant, or they try a flick, it don't work off, some fans don't see the bigger picture. I've seen Dele put in a shift. I don't know how many miles he runs or kilometres he runs in a game. I've seen him put in some shifts and do a lot of closing down, and I thought, you weren't that involved today in anything that's really happened, that's won us a game or got us out of trouble, but like, you've done your bit, you know what I mean? Like, but today Winks was easily our best player. Lucas again ran his socks off. I'm glad he got the goal. If we had final little touches had been better, we had about 2 or 3, 4 breakaways where both Lucas on a couple of occasions and Son on a couple of occasions could have got through and maybe got a shot off on target, but they got tackled and they lost the ball. But having said that, Southampton had a few good chances as well, didn't they? You know, I mean, like, and fair play to their fans because, like, they sang well today. I mean, like, so.
The Spurs fans were very quiet tonight, weren't they?
They were. We were quiet tonight. I think it's because we started so flat. And sometimes, look, fans should lift the team, but at times, you know, the team should lift the fans as well. And I think, it always seems to be, I don't want to insult Southampton, but when it's a lesser team, people seem to be more in their armchairs rather than their seats and want to sit back and be a bit more relaxed about it. But you know, if we were playing Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Man City, you know, the fans would be really up for it, you know. That's football though, isn't it? They're not up for every game like that, you know. Sometimes it will take an incident to wind the fans up, like the Man City game on Sunday. I mean, like, once they got the penalty decision, everyone was furious, and I think that fired the fans up. Sometimes you need something to fire the fans up, you know.
But Adrian, particularly after the season that we've had, it's been dismal at times. Tottenham are now sitting 5th in the Premier League. We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. We're in the last 16 of the Champions League. On paper, it doesn't look bad, does it?
On paper, it's brilliant. I mean, like, you look, I've often thought, well, what are we doing here? What are we doing in 5th? You know? No, seriously. I mean, what does it say about the rest of the Premier League? Like, you know, but like now, I mean, like, Chelsea have got to play Man U, Leicester have got to play Man City. We have got to go play away at Villa, and then we've got Leipzig at home before we go to Chelsea away.
Yeah.
I mean, like, big month for us. We've got to win these games. We win these games. I mean, we've never got a run going, have we? I mean, we just won a couple of games on the turn. I mean, like, that might be, and we haven't played.
But even talking to Tottenham fans after this game, we've just won 3-2. We've just beat the Premier League champions 2-0 at the weekend. So many people are still negative.
Look, it's never the best. You can go back and look through history for all teams that have won the FA Cup. it's not a team that starts in the FA Cup that spanks an underdog 5-0 that usually goes, or then wins another game 3-0, goes on and wins it.
Yeah.
Usually finds a team that has to battle its way through, and then they might go through extra time on penalties or whatever the rules are in the FA Cup. And then like you find that suddenly they're in a semi-final, they're in the final. You know, I mean Watford got there, didn't they? You know, and so like. And I actually think this is it. I think we've got this year. I mean, I really do. I've got a strong feeling we're gonna win this FA Cup this year.
Adrian, I have that feeling as well.
Good.
And I don't know whether it's a good thing or not, because for the last 29 years, I've had that feeling, and it's very disappointing when you don't get there.
But
now,
you either have hope or you have belief, and you've got to have belief because that's what keeps you, and hope because that's what keeps you coming. That's why fans go to football matches.
True.
You know? Otherwise, there'd be no point coming, you know. And if not, it's the glory run, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can really have a good, glorious run in a competition that you really enjoy, you know. Apart from biting your fingernails on the white knuckle run, which most cup runs are anyway, you know.
Adrian, on the 18th of May, 1991, where were you when Gary Mabbott lifted the FA Cup? 29 years ago. It just seems a crazy stat, doesn't it?
I wasn't at Wembley. I watched the game though. I remember watching the game. I mean, like, I've been fortunate enough to experience, because I'm 65 years of age and I've watched Spurs on the terraces for 60 years. I've been fortunate enough to experience us winning.
You've seen the glory.
Yes, and I want the young fans to experience that as well, and you, Chris, as well. Because I mean, like, obviously,
I love it. Hey, put me in the young category.
Well, it is. You know, you've got this ongoing debate. It seems like a lot of the younger generations, shall we say, seem to think that the older generations don't give a crap about the FA Cup. Of course we do. It's part of our tradition, you know. We've won it in numerous times, you know. So like, and I want to win it again. And not just that, you know, I still dream of us winning the league and winning the Champions League as well. And while we're in these competitions, you've got a chance, you know.
Do you know, I actually saw Gary Mabbott earlier, and I said, Gary, can you believe it's 29 years since you lifted the FA Cup? And he said, don't worry, we're going to do it this year.
Legend, Mabsy. Mabsy is an absolute legend, you know. And you know, what a player. I mean, what a good player as well, you know.
Do you think we can do it this year?
Yeah, of course we can do it this year. It's belief. You've got to believe, haven't you?
Can Tottenham also finish in the top four?
Yeah, we can finish in the top four. Chelsea are a young side. They're good, but I mean, like, it's like, I just think I've watched a couple of their games where they've failed, and you think when they're playing well they're going to go on and win all their games, and then but they don't. You know, they're lacking that sort of total winning mentality in certain games. It has to work for them. If it doesn't, they tend to be a bit flaky and crumble. You know, I mean, and we're not flaky. We're digging in, and we've got a lot of their results this year through the quality players in their team. Not because we've played well. I'd say we've only played well in 2 games, Burnley and Palace, really. I mean, the other games, league games that is, we did all right in Europe in one game against, was it Panathinaikos or the other side? I can't recall now.
Red Star.
When we won 4-2, yeah?
Olympiacos.
See? Got that one wrong as well. Okay, games come thick and fast. You forget them, don't you? So yeah. So no, and I don't.
Well, it's because you're 65.
Dementia's creeping in. Yeah. So like.
Adrian, serious question though. Are you happy with the type of football that we're playing under Jose Mourinho? Because
no.
A couple of fans that I sit near,
no.
A lot of them are now saying, this is awful football. I do not like it under Jose Mourinho. Bring Mauricio Pochettino back. How do you stand on that?
I'm not happy with the football we're playing like that. I mean, like, I'd like us to play more out the back, but I mean moving the ball quicker.
Yeah.
Even if we went back to 70s, 80s. I mean, Lloris, he's come back. He's in good form.
Yeah.
But you go back to the days of Pat Jennings.
Yeah.
He had good vision. You know, straight away, pick that ball up. He would throw it out at Suriname or Joe Canino, whatever. That ball would be moved forward quickly, you know, and moved out. We diver too much. We diver too much on throw-ins. I don't know. I probably haven't got a throwing coach yet, but they need to work tactics.
A throwing
coach?
coach?
No. But Liverpool's got one, believe it or not. Liverpool's got one apparently. I don't know if it's true. We need to work things because when you got throw-ins, like you are like you've got 10 outfield. Well, you've got nine of your players on the pitch. The opposing team's 10 each time. So you need to be able to take throw-ins a lot quicker and move them. You know. Same with our free kicks. You know. I mean, most free kicks that are taken, I see like there's always Eriksen's gone there, so it might change. There is that magnetic attraction to bend the ball over or around a wall and score like a goal that everyone raves about. What happened to who's got the strongest shot in the Spurs team, right? What happened to the pass to the side and the thunderbolt kick, right? What happened to the ball, the slide ball down the side of the opposing team's like wall, right? What happened to that? On corners, right? We can't beat the first man. What happened to the traditional Spurs ways? The flick on Gilsing at the near post, the flick on and cause trouble, or the ball to the corner of the penalty area.
He's off on one now.
Where Sherwood or Sheringham might smash one into the net. You know, there's things we need to improve on, and we need to move the ball quickly, and we need to improve in midfield. That's our most important
Adrian, there's one thing for you can certainly talk. Now, I've got a last question for you. Who will Tottenham beat in the FA Cup final?
Who will we beat in the FA Cup?
Who do you want us to beat in the FA Cup final?
Well, I'd love us to beat Arsenal. That was the case.
We don't want them there. They'll be knocked out before that.
You know, wouldn't it be ironic if we got Man City, because they must be sick of the sight of us after all the controversy in VAR.
Do you know, it's so funny because I put up the match preview about this game. Adrian replied to my YouTube video saying, I have visions of Hugo Lloris lifting the FA Cup in May, and I have those visions as well. Let me know in the comment section below whether you have those visions and you share those visions with us. Come on, you Spurs.